Hello everyone, it's Lisa with Serenity Love here, and it is time for this week's edition of Creative Imagery, or Spiritual Insight through Creative Imagery. And I'm excited to bring through this week's topic. And before we get started, I just want to, I want you to be open-minded. This topic is something that I want you to explore, do your own research, and look into. I am not an expert. I am bringing through exactly what Spirit is asking me to bring through, and in a limited amount of information, because they are asking that you do your research and to start thinking about this, okay? So please check your shadow at the door. No judgment, be open-minded. And if this has already sparked your shadow, please do your best to push through resistance, because this is an important topic today. And it is one that is vital for our health, literally vital for our health going forward. So, a very important topic. So the title, if you will, this week, what I had received was Things We Think Are Good for Us, But Truly Aren't. And I saw three images. This is my broccoli, a potato, and a carrot. Okay? So three things that we think that are good for us, but truly are not. And maybe for different reasons. Okay? So these were the things that I was shown, and we're asked to think about the foods that we eat, to ingest the things that we think are good for us, but maybe are not so good, right? They're asking us to please be open to seeing something from a new perspective, to see this from a new perspective. Because I understand that we have lived many years believing a certain thing a certain way. But it is time to see things differently. We need to see the truth of it. And this is what they're bringing through today. Okay? 2, 3, 4. Not all food is what we've been told it is. Okay? They want you to look at GMOs. They want you to look at GMOs and bioengineered foods. Get a better understanding of what they are and what foods you might have in your own home right now, your own cupboards that include these. Okay? And they didn't have me go into any more detail than that. They really want you just to look at that. It's important. They also said then, excuse me, releasing some stuff there. Okay? They want you to start to look at the correlation between disease, the increase in diseases, plural, 333, the increases of diseases without known causes, because they're saying it is tied to our food. It is tied to our food. Please hear me. Please hear Spirit. They said, look at life cycles. And I didn't understand what they meant by that. And so they showed me. They said, what happens within our bodies when we eat certain foods? Okay? So the life cycle of the food. Because that was what they were pointing to. The life cycle of the food. What happens within our bodies when we eat certain foods? Especially those foods that have undergone a fermentation process. Now, for many decades, we have believed that foods that have been, we were taught how to can, to preserve, to be able to utilize foods, and in a lot of ways, that fermentation process was what kept food available for us for a long period of time, right? But Spirit is saying look at certain foods that have gone through this fermentation process, particularly those using vinegar or an alcohol process. So, and that of alcohol. So alcohol, to create alcohol, how did it get there, right? But foods in general, of the sense of those utilizing vinegar. Okay. They said it breaks down healthy tissue little by little. Okay, creating health issues over time. So it's not something that you necessarily see in the moment, right? Like, it's not that you ate a pickle and, you know, all of a sudden you're sick. No, but it takes time. Things that take time, issues that are created over time, such as gut health, organ health, and your overall health. So again, consider the foods that you are eating. Understand, look into and learn more about GMO foods, more about bioengineered foods, and don't let judgment push you away from this, because it's vitally important. And even myself, I struggled with putting myself out there with this topic, because I know how much we have been ingrained to think a certain way for so long, and the judgment that can come from this. But I'm pushing past resistance, and I'm asking that you do so as well. So consider the things you're eating and that you're ingesting, and how it's affecting your overall body, particularly GMOs, not bioengineered foods, and those foods that have gone through a fermentation process. Right? Am I saying that right? Fermentation process, using vinegar and alcohols. Okay. All right. So much love from my heart to yours. Thank you for watching, and best health to you.